Does it mean that you have a change in your attitude? You can show it in terms of your behavior. But conformity, when we talk to obedience, conformity, when we talk too much and when you behave so much in that way, somehow it becomes an obedience. Somehow you obey it. Yeah? These two are different from compliance. Compliance, it's still that you're compelled to do it, you just comply. But conformity, unconsciously, you accept that. Now, compliance is responding favorably to a direct request by others which involve changes in your behavior, even if we do not like. Now, compliance can be in terms of friendship or liking. You try not to offend your friend, okay? When your friend wants to go swimming, you would say, okay, I'll come with you to go swimming. When your friend wants to have dinner, when you have already had your dinner, you would say, okay, let's go and eat something, okay? You want to belong, to be loved by your friend. That's why you show compliance towards your friendship. Next one is also your commitment or your consistency, which in terms of the job. Somehow we can look in terms because you want your job, because you want to keep your job, that's why you're compliant to do this. Students, because they want to keep their grades, because they want to graduate, they comply towards that kind of rules in the school. Or scarcity, and because it is few or it is decreasing, that's why you comply more, okay? Some people, they talk about, in America, they have a special ring, okay? Then this one, they say they won't commit in a serious relationship until they get married, okay? Because it is small enough, they try to comply to it, yeah? Next one is reciprocity, means to repay you. Just now we have spoken about that. You want to repay someone because that person has done something nice to you before. You are comply to help that person in return. Next one is your social validation, means connection to your belief. Yeah, what kind of belief that you have, you try to comply to the social standard. And also valid authority, like a coach. When the coach says you've got to run 10 times, you are compliant to do that. You are not going to go against your coach. Some people do that, they go against, okay? But you can imagine what ending they have, yeah? Now, next one is the obedience. How do you say obedience? Now, if you talk about an animal, which animal is the most obedient? We'll talk about dogs, okay? Dogs are really obedient. You say sit down, they sit down. You say stand up, they stand up, okay? We don't try to look in terms of the dog's attitude, okay? Dogs are really friendship. They serve as friendship. As we have said, we might have many dogs in our whole life. We might have a few dogs. If you are a dog lovers, yeah? But dogs, they would have only one master in their whole life. And that's how they are so obedient. They save the owner from a fire. They save the owner from drowning. That's how they are obedient, okay? They won't fight you back, yeah? Now, obedient means the power of relationship is unequal, and the more powerful person, now we talk about power here, that issues a command, okay? It is a command rather than a request. It's not, please, can you do this for me? I would be happy if you can do this for me. It is a command. Sit down, stand up, I want this to be passed up tonight. You cannot go back home. You've got to do overnight. You got to do OT. That's it. Okay, I'm not going to listen. That is a command. Yeah. Now, to which the less powerful person submits to. Okay. Now, that's why people want to be more powerful than other people, because they have more authority to give out commands. Yeah. That's why we say some people are just crazy in terms of power. They just want power. They don't care. They just want to get the position. They want to win the election. Yeah? Now, how do we define power? Power is not your Iron Man 2 power or your Transformer power. It is not your Superman, your Batman power. Now, this power is in terms of... Now, you cannot see power. You just cannot see power. Power is the freedom to act and the ability to control one's own outcome and those of others. Do you have the ability to control other people? Different people, they have different power. In terms of me, I am a tutor, so I have the power to control my students, okay? What to write, what to pass up, what kind of assignments do I want? I have the power. Or if you are a father, you have the power to scold your children, okay? Or if you are the boss, if you are a supervisor, people like to use power, which I don't understand why. It might give them a feeling of greatness, okay? There is a case whereby just an employee, the company has a new employee, which in terms they are of the same standard. This is the old employee, this is a new employee, okay? But what happened in the interaction between the two, the old employee acts like she is the boss and would keep asking, would just give commands to the new employees. But when the fact is, they are holding the same position. Now, it's funny, okay? We'll go into some of the examples to see how people act in the presence of power. Now, how do people get power? Yeah, the first one is not by Popeye eating a spinach. No, the first one is by authority. When people have the authority, they have the power. That's why people want to be president. Because when you have power, you have your influence. Yeah? When you have your authority as a father, you have your authority as a director or the senior manager, okay? Or your status, what is your status? And also your dominance. Dominance hereby, it means are you male or female? So when I ask you which one has more power, male or female, naturally it comes to the males usually have more power, more dominance. Not physical power, but just the power to give commands, yeah? Now, 5 sources of power influence. The first one is the authority. Now, when someone has the authority, like I am the president of so-and-so, please do this for me, you would listen to that person, I'm sure. Next one is expertise, okay? Now, when your dentist says to you, hey, you got to pull out this teeth, it's really bad, okay? How many % of you would say, no, I want to keep this tooth, okay? Because we are just not sure about what's happening to that tooth, we believe on the expertise that the doctors have, yeah? And not every time what experts say are correct, yeah? You have to understand that. Next one is a coercion. Coercion hereby means a threat. When you're threatening someone, you have the power to do so, okay? You don't want to be late for your job because you don't want to be punished, or you don't want your salary to be reduced. That's a coercion, okay? You give threats, people are afraid of it. Some people ended up crying, okay? That happens to me, to my students, okay? I threatened them, they cried, yeah? Next one is the ability to provide rewards to others. Now, people like to be rewarded. If you give them candy, you give them money, I'm sure you would have a group of people following you behind because you like to give them reward, okay? That's how you buy people. We say we buy people. Money has the power to buy people, yeah? Now, next one is also the reference power. Reference power means people are close enough to you to be related. Your mom, your dad, your siblings has a reference power, or your close friends has reference power, yeah? Now, I'll start with my story in an accident, okay? And there was one night, it was raining heavily, and I was on my way back home, and suddenly someone knocked me from behind. Now, naturally, okay, I get really angry. I got pissed off. I got angry. I parked my car next to the roadside. The person parked that car as well. So we got down, we looked at the damages, and we discussed about, now, the person, when he got down, he didn't say sorry at all. He just passed his name card to me, and he say, you fix your car. After that, you call me or you SMS me, and I would pay you back. Now, my demand at that time was that, come on, at least you have knocked someone's car, you've got to say sorry. That's the basic thing of all.